So my sixth question is recent ban on game called BGMI, which was owned by Krafton. I think Krafton is the largest company who was helping Indian gaming industry to grow and helping Indian company to get funded. So what do you think about this ban? Innovated the video game.
Oh, the guy, no way. I don't remember names. I'm really bad at it. The person, I don't, even if it's a guy.
Hey guys, buckle up for a new episode of Gamedev Show, the one and only podcast made to teach rising artists like you. So, how to pave your way in the modern gaming industry. So, in this podcast, here we get entrepreneurs, artists, developers, and everyone who has made big in life. So today's guest is someone who is pure hustler, an entrepreneur, and creator of the game called Influencer, which crossed more than 50k downloads on Play Store. And this game won so many awards like Best Social Game Award, Best Mobile Game. So most of you would have already guessed. He is the CEO of Gamestacy, Danish Sinha. So hey Danish,
Hi,
how are you?
everyone. Thank you so much, Jinesh.
Yeah. So welcome to my podcast, Danish.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Danish, my first question would be, as one of the leaders of the gaming industry, and there are a lot of questions I would like to ask, but I thought I would begin with the quite broad one. How are you feeling about the Indian games market at the moment?
Indian gaming market is growing. I think it is the top fifth most biggest market in terms of number of users. And in terms of the size of revenue, it's still far behind. That is the part which we need to grow. So we are around $800 million worth of a market. Not bad for us, but still we need to grow to a number of multiple billions. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, Indian market will actually also increase not just in numbers but also in the market cap in terms of the revenue being generated from the Indian market, and it's not far away from competing with global markets like the US and the China for us.
Yes, sure. And what games you are playing now?
So the games which I play now is Age of Empire 4. Sometimes I play Dota if anybody wants to join in, and I'm more of a strategic fan. So Warcraft, Starcraft is my go-to games.
So my go-to games are multiplayer FPS games. So I usually play
Okay,
Call of Duty and Valorant and all on.
okay. So if it's shooter, then I play CS and Apex Legend.
Good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Danish, my second question is I would like to talk about the influencer, super fashion, stylish media game that will make you social media icon. So, could you tell us
Yeah.
about the production? How much time did it take to finish the game? What was the process?
So Influencer was our third game. Before this, we made one more game called Insta Game. So that was our MVP. It took around 3 months for us. We released the game. It got around 100k users within the first 3 to 4 months. Then we moved on to make a little bigger project, which was Influencer, which has the whole social network like an Instagram, combined with like mini games like dress up, makeup, fashion, food, racing, and all these different kind of game into one. And this was more of an experimental project. We got approximately around 100k also, but we didn't promote or market this game. Now we are trying to build another game called Style Diaries, which we are working on, and that is a dial down of influencer. This is what we learned from Google, that we are putting too many we are going through too many ambitious projects, and they asked us to focus on just one mechanics, one gameplay, and just try to master it. So the next game which we are bringing down is Style Diaries. Except this, we also had created six more games in the industry: Turney Road, Zigzag Racer, Nuclear Reaction, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I've played your games. I love the game's UI, especially. It's so attractive and it kept me playing. So when I was a teenager, I used to play Cooking Fever. If you have played it,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I've heard of.
yeah. So it's very strategic game, and I was very enthusiastic to play those games. So
Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So my third question is, people mostly consider Unity engine as a toolkit for game developers. But with all the recent advancements, I think software is ready to step into other fields like filmmaking and metaverse. So, but when someone who is joining the gaming industry for the first time, there is always a rivalry between the Unity and Unreal Engine. So, according to you, which engine should we pick for the game development?
I think you should choose the engine for the kinds you want, the games you want to make. If you are starting off and you're not completely sure what kind of games you want to make, Unity is always the better choice. Two reasons: it's easier to learn, and the second reason, it is platform agnostic. You can build on any platform, including mobile. And in order to be an indie developer, mobile also has a lot of potential for you to make small, hyper casual or casual games. Uh, Before we could have said that you could make Xbox and PC games, but still, if you want to build a quality solo developed Xbox or PC game, you can go for Unreal or Unity. There is no choice, but it might take you 2 to 3 years just to build one good polished game. If you have that much of bandwidth and time, and if you're a fan of PC and Xbox game, and you know how design works in PC and Xbox, then definitely you can pick any engine. But if you are planning to start off, you want to start off small and simple, you need to build a hyper casual game, Unity is always a preferred engine.
Yeah, good. I think now people are mostly using Godot is also coming in the top three list. So I
Okay.
think Godot
Yeah.
is using, I think, Python or something easy language to code our
Yeah.
game. So yeah, you can also look to Godot if you are just starting. Uh, yeah, my fourth question would be how Gamestacy as a company going to shape the world in coming 5 or 10 years?
So our agenda as a company is to create a balance in how different gender, color, races play games. If you have played any of the open community games like CS:GO, Dota, especially Dota, you would have had a lot of toxicity in playing bad. That toxicity is even more if you are playing as a female or any third gender, or if they know of your caste, creed, color, ethnicity, they will start attacking you. So there is a lot of abuse and harassment in online games which is preventing females or other gender types entering the gaming industry very easily. So that is something which we want to completely remove. We want to create non-toxic communities, standardization of communities across games, where we have a certain set of rules which everybody across game needs to follow. It's not only for CS or only for Apex Legend. It's for all kinds of games. A standardized community of moderation, which will prevent harassment, abuse across games.
Yeah.
So that is one thing which we are working towards within our games and as a community working with other game development studios.
Oh, good. So I think if we see the statistics of boys versus girls ratio in India, so majority, surprisingly, there are more girls who are playing the video games in India. So
Yes,
if
on mobile.
yes, yes, on mobile. So even my mom's play Candy Crush too much. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, are you going to shift to consoles or Nintendo Switch, or you are just going to make mobile games in future?
So our aim is to create fashion, lifestyle, design-based games, platform agnostic. But we are going to start from mobile, but we are definitely going to move to platform where there are a large number of women gamers.
Oh, cool,
So it will be Nintendo Switch. It might be PS5, Xbox, or PC.
cool. Yeah. So my sixth question is recent ban on game called BGMI, which was owned by Krafton. I think Krafton is the largest company who was helping Indian gaming industry to grow and helping Indian company to get funded. So what do you think about this ban?
So I think it can be looked as a double-edged sword right now. So the people who are building shooter games, for them, a huge competition is completely out of the picture.
Yes.
And this also allows Indian game studios, big or small, to actually take the market of BGMI and try to create their own custom games, whatever they want to create, complete mock shooters or whatever they want to create. At the same time, we need to standardize the industry. Otherwise, the issue will become big players will never enter the Indian gaming industry because of the fear of randomly getting banned if
Yeah,
or getting banned because our laws are too abstract right now because we don't even know what is a game right now. We real money gaming is a game or non-real money gaming. There is not enough categorization of the different kinds of games which are there in the industry currently
yeah. So I think,
by the government.
yeah, I think Indus got a huge chance to roll in the market now. Have you heard of the Indus
Yeah.
game, Indus Battle Royale? So yeah, this is the
No,
game
I'm not. Okay.
you are not
Tell
aware
me.
of.
No, I don't follow shooter games too much.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So yeah, so yeah, I think couple of more games are coming from India. Mumbai Girl is on trend right now.
Yeah.
I hope it goes well because as a Indian games are not coming like India is not making triple A titles such. I could only see 2-3 games of triple like Raji and all stuff. So
Yeah.
I wish them best of luck for the games. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Danish, here is your surprise section. Uh, I'm going to ask you gaming trivia. So, are you ready for that? You have to answer
Okay,
quickly.
sure.
You have to answer as quick as possible. So,
Go
here you
ahead.
go. Yeah. So, my first question is, what is the best-selling game console of all time?
PS5? PS 3 or 4? I'm not sure. 3. One was really done. One did really bad. One did really good. I
Quick,
will
quick, quick,
go
quick.
with PS3.
No, it's not correct. PS2 is the answer.
PS2
Yeah.
is the answer.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, which was clocking it in at 159 million units sold worldwide at that time.
PS. Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So my second question is, which was the first video game to be played in space?
In space.
Yes.
Space Wars?
No.
Like in space means specifically they went to space and played it, or
Yes, yes.
okay, tell me which one.
It's Tetris. So in
Okay.
yeah. So in 1993, a Russian astronaut played Tetris on his Game Boy on his way to MIR space station. So yeah.
Okay.
So my third question is, what was the name of the first video game ever created?
It was a ping pong game, uh,
Yes.
but I don't exactly remember the name.
Yeah.
It was done for a scientific research.
Yeah. The first video game
So
created
it
for
was ping pong.
Pong. It was just Pong,
Okay, pong. Okay.
uh, which came out in 1972. Yeah.
Okay,
So
1972.
so who invented the video game?
Oh, the guy? No way. I don't remember names. I'm really bad at it. The person, I don't. Even if it's a guy.
So it's William Higginbotham.
Okay.
Okay.
William Higginbotham.
So my last question is, roughly how many people play Roblox each month?
I think there are approximately monthly users are 100 million approx.
Close? More than that.
I don't. Oh, it's 200.
It's 150 million monthly players.
Okay.
Yeah.
Monthly players. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the end of the gaming trivia. I hope you liked it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So now we'll move to, yeah. Seventh question. The online gaming market, which includes real money games, casual games, and esports, is growing at a rapid pace in India, with more than 76 online gaming startups being funded. So, about $2.9 billion was raised from 2014 to 2022. This growth is due to the increasing number of international game developers entering in the Indian market and local languages being included into games to get larger presence. So according to you, what is the future of Indian gaming industry?
In terms of investment, the industry is definitely going to grow. The number of investments happening across games, there is a slightly larger proportion which is happening for real money gaming. That is one thing which slightly worries me, because there is a lack of investor awareness that gaming, real money gaming, while it's a good subset in India, it's not something which will work in the international market too much. It is not globally accepted practice of having real money games.
Yeah.
While I think there should be more game studios which should get funded in terms of free to play game, or even creating premium games like Raji, etc., the money is still slightly skewed more towards real money gaming in terms of investments.
Yeah.
So in the future, I feel we might have more awareness across the gaming industry for investors, because these are first time investors who are investing in mobile gaming startups, and maybe then second or third investment will be more focused towards real games like any kind of game, mobile or PC games. And in the long run, I feel it will actually have a good level of accelerator programs, to seed level programs, to scale level programs for all different kinds of games, which will actually help the industry a lot in terms of structured investments, so that anybody new who comes into the picture looks at this. Okay, if I first get into Google Accelerator or XYZ Gaming Accelerator, then the next step should be to go to this VC, and then they will also have a clear path. Okay, first I should create a very good prototype which people love, good early KPIs. Then I can go to the next accelerator, raise more. Then it will have a certain level of good structure where actual good studios will start focusing on the right kind of
Yeah.
KPIs and make $1 billion companies based out of India.
Yeah. So I think India is a specifically mobile gaming market. So generally, people make mobile games in India. So what do you think? Does India will move to PC or consoles gaming soon? Like I think people are not playing too much games, due to streamers and all the social media influencer they see on YouTube, and they play laptop games and some consoles games. But I think due to the cheap affordability of mobile, what do you say, internet and mobiles, generally people play PUBG and all this stuff. So what do you think about that?
So the thing is, mobile gaming market, out of the total gaming market, holds around 50% of the revenues. So that makes it a little more lucrative for anybody to enter the first time. The second challenge is PC game. The amount of resources required to actually develop a PC game is far more than mobile. So that is also a big backslash. The third is there are already well-established player like Tilting Point to anybody else in the mobile market who have captured it well enough for new players to enter. So a game like Raji can be made, but it will take around 4 years or 3 years to make a fully polished, high quality version of it. Will this much time be available for most of the studios where they have to release games in a year as soon as possible, or like within 6 months, 3 months? So that is why most studios focus on something much more simpler, like a card game which has all the logic laid out, or hyper casual or casual game which has hyper casual can be built in 3 months. A casual game can be built in 1 or 2 years,
Yeah.
because it makes it more easy for them to go to market and test the product rather than spending too much money in just the development phase itself. While
Yeah.
so it's a little tricky question, because you need to have a really good studio,
Yeah.
and you need to have a really strong team which will stick around for the next 3 to 4 years. If the team also changes, then there will be a lot of problems for the game developers or the whole team to finish off this game with a certain quality.
Yeah, but thing is that in India, people are not aware of the game development field as such, because when I started game development, I when my parents asked I'm doing game development, so they were shocked. Like, what is it? What are you doing? Like, there are there are no colleges available in India, especially for game development. So I could only found one or two colleges in India, which provide game development course as such in college. So yeah, I
I
think
would, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I would
go.
only suggest people who want to study game development to do it online through Coursera, who can't actually afford traveling abroad.
Yeah,
Or if you are actually into game development, you have a portfolio of games, directly applying to international university like University of Michigan.
Yeah.
because they take portfolio as a good example of you being successful as a game developer. They have specialized courses of computer engineering with a minor in game development. These are some of the only field options you have, and Coursera is definitely one of the good certified options you can get where other people can also validate you.
Yeah.
Coursera's Unity or Unreal, whatever course is available, would definitely be a good option
Yeah.
for young.
Yeah. So I started from YouTube also. I
Okay,
I watch Brackets tutorials from. I used to binge watch Brackets from start to end. Like,
okay,
so when I started, he quitted his YouTube journey. So I was so sad. Like, why he quitted?
yeah.
Because from his video I learned Unity, and yeah.
No, Brackeys was definitely one of the best YouTubers for Unity.
I think you have met somebody from his team, right? I
Yeah.
watch. Yeah.
So I don't remember his name, but I think it was one of the video editors. He came to IG. He came to Unite conference in Kochi. So there I met him.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
So my last question is how your company get funded, and what was the process you followed as a company to get funded, and what things we should include in the pitch deck document of our game.
So regarding the pitch deck documents, so there
Yeah.
is a company called Play Ventures VC. So on the resource section of their site, they have actually laid out the details of what a game pitch deck should be. They are one of the biggest uh, VCs for early stage startup. So if you want to refer a pitch deck, I would always highly recommend anybody in the gaming space go to their website and download the template of their pitch deck and follow it. That's it. You don't need to innovate. How did we get funded? So we got funded both ways. We got funded from a VC also, a private angel investor,
Yeah.
and also we got funded through equity crowdfunding. So I will only specifically talk about equity crowdfunding because that is a space where most games can get funded, whether it is something of a free to play model or even if it's a premium model. When I would stick, if I'm trying to build a premium game, let's say any high quality premium game, let's take an example of Raji. I would follow the Kickstarter way
Yeah.
always. I will
Yeah.
try to establish a company in the US because of certain legal reasons we are not allowed to open a campaign out of India.
Yeah.
And once I have a US based entity or a Singapore based entity, I will start my Kickstarter campaign for a game like Raji. But if I'm trying to build a studio which has will be more of a free to play model, revenue generating game, so then I will go with equity crowdfunding. Equity crowdfunding is I am selling shares of my company for other people to buy through equity. Then
Yeah.
I will go through Start Engine or WeFunder. These are like the biggest players in the US in equity crowdfunding, and I'll open my campaign there.
Yeah.
Why do I highly suggest people to build a company where they can ask investment from global investors is still because we are still lacking a lot of awareness of investments in the Indian market. Right now, people only know about real money gaming as a good business model. They don't know about whether free to play will work well or even premium will work well in India. So if you want a lot of investors and you want to raise money much more easily, I would highly suggest any future founder who is who's trying to fund his company to take the Kickstarter route or
Yeah.
equity crowdfunding route in the US.
Yeah. That's nice. And yeah, so if you're so Danish, my last question would be like how to maximize the revenue, like how we can earn maximum revenue from mobile game.
That is basically you need to try to understand your market well enough. So even at Zynga and all these big studios, the most time they spend is on research and development, trying to understand trends, markets, and everything, and then they try to build their game. So this is what mistakes even a young developer generally does. They do not try to understand market first. They try to just build on a great fancy idea, and that doesn't always qualify to high revenue games. If you want
Yeah.
to create high revenue games, you need to understand trends. What is trending in the market, in the
Yeah.
mainstream market? What are people really liking? If your category of game overlaps with that, then what are the different kinds of mechanics these other games have used who have monetized well?
Yeah.
That is how you create your feature set. Even if a leaderboard is required or not, even if achievement system is required or a daily reward system is required or not, any simple or complex systems, all of this needs to be first studied by different competitors before you try to make a revenue positive game. Otherwise, you will be just testing in the water randomly with the random A/B test, trying to figure out what will work, what will not work.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the end of the podcast. I guess hope you all
Thank you,
enjoyed it.
Dinesh.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess.